What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today I wanted to talk about life skilling and making billions of silver just doing that. Now, a lot of people have been talking about all the changes life skills have made, and I kind of wanted to talk about which ones I would recommend to people if you're basically going into your life skill arc instead of just grinding. And we've made videos of all the things you should do, but I wanted to talk about it in kind of like what is going to be changed in the future. We all know that gathering, they're gonna have that new treasure item in the future. I don't remember what it's called, but it basically allows you to teleport back to your house, and that's gonna be cool in the future to go for. So we're gonna talk about the gathering tools and everything. Also, they're gonna try to make fishing more everything similar to Velia Beach in a way. They kind of wanted to boost the other spots up to the standard of Velia where everyone fishes. But yeah, aside from that, let's just go down the list. So, as we all know, alchemy stones have been released this patch, and people are gathering for black shards or the black crystals. These things we need about 2,400 every 5 days, assuming the price is under 5 mil each. So we talked about that one. And yeah, anyone who's keeping up with the alchemy stone quota and trying to enhance their thing, you need 2,400 a week. If not, just go buy the Aquila eye piece from the old moon vendor, and it's the equivalent of 12 billion silver or less. So yeah, that's one of those things where that kind of jumped the price of sharps a little bit. So we talked about this in the other video of which life skills or which gathering spots are the best for silver. But in general, getting blackstones, no matter what you do, you'll get all of them. But what I'd recommend, if you are going for strictly XP for gathering, the Mono's Hoe is the way to go. If you're going for silver, I think going for butcher knife and or fluid collecting is the best, simply because you could turn those into other products through cooking and alchemy, and everyone needs the harmonies, everyone needs different cron meals. So yeah, those are the ones where you could make a lot of silver just through gathering as well. Once again, herb gathering is, I mean, it's not the most profit, but it's still pretty good. You get the, what is it? Let me show you actually. You get a bunch of fruit of natures, you get a bunch of wild grass, which is very good and common for alchemy a little bit, and then just every other material that you get over time. Lately, Mono's pickaxe for mining has been very good, because we all know that you need the ingots and the ores to recharge your alchemy stone, so that's been pretty up there. It's actually the last one I need to get pen at some point, but one day I'll get it. And then the other two, the Monos tanning knife, I feel like that might be useful in the future. So in the other videos I made talking about the best gathering spots that I go for, eventually you're going to have to do all the gathering, like with every tool, to get the individual pieces for the new treasure item. So I think it's a good idea to start putting an order on at least Tet for now, just so you can get them ready for the future. But TLDR, if you want XP, go for the Mono's Hoe, maybe pickaxe. If you're going for silver, fluid collecting and butcher knife is the way to go. And that's about it. The other ones are kind of like you're self-crafting certain things for yourself. It's not so much profit, but it's personal gain. Okay, fishing. I made videos of this before. As we all know, the most common spot and the most stabilized silver is at the Velia coast around here. And the reason why people choose this spot is because it's a very easy to go to spot. Like, it's right next to town, and you don't need a lot of mastery to fish there. So whether you're a new player or an endgame player, you're fine just going fishing over there. So in the future, according to the Calpheon Ball, they said that they wanted to boost all the other grind spots up to Velia. And so that, you know, fishing in the ocean, active fishing is always going to be more silver, but that involves active fishing. And then AFK fishing is probably down here. But I wanted to talk about a few other spots that I think are also solid until the update happens. Tigris Island is also a common spot, like right here, and this island is very solid. Also by the Altanova Pier around here. That one is very solid. People fish down by Arihaza. You basically take your boat from the pier and just go as far until you hit the invisible wall. Around here through Hakovin. That's also a solid spot. Some more spots are down here by the outpost or on these islands by Adania. I don't know about that one, but it was good the first 2 weeks when Adania came out, but I don't know how many people are fishing there now. And then I see people just fishing in a lot of other spots as well that, you know, could be solid just everywhere around in, like, before you particularly hit Margoria, so it's like anywhere Aquila and down. But those are the most common spots that people do, and hopefully one day do that. I'll talk about that later. Hunting, in terms of which one you should do, so I have a hunting character, and it is it my scholar or is it guardian? It's one of those. I think it's my guardian. Yeah, so there's two types of hunting. There's sniper rifle hunting and then regular matchlock. If you're going for XP, you're going to be hunting around here. The silver is not bad, but it's just not as much. So this is, I would consider, the new player leveling friendly spot. It's not bad. And then for sniper rifle hunting, I think they're going to try to add more spots in the future. But down by Imugi and the Black Shrine for Sangoon, there's a wild game preserve for sniping. This one is actually pretty fun. Like, if you've never done sniper rifle hunting before, it's kind of fun. And it's a little bit more silver, but it's a little bit more involved in a way as well. So hunting is low-key good. It's something I should probably get back into. I have a video of it, just like practicing it so you guys can see what it looks like. It's kind of fun, so try that. Cooking and alchemy, very profitable if you know what you're doing. Cooking has always been one of the most profitable life skills in the game. However, it is very competitive because you have to kind of keep up with the market and find which things work for you. Because, like, even if I told you what to make today, it could be completely, like, irrelevant tomorrow. So if there's anything you should do with cooking, at least besides learning the recipes, you could at least do Imperial Delivery every day. And so this number is your contribution points divided by 2, and contribution points are very easy. So if you're like a new player and wondering, oh, how do I boost my contribution points? The best thing to make is probably like beer and then grilled bird meat to get that one up. And then after that, your nodes should take care of all your bottleneck materials. So like the ones you enjoy gathering, you get those, and then your nodes cover the ones you don't like gathering. And so that's how you do it. So I have a video of that talking about it, but I would just pick the nodes that you think that are annoying to you and then get that set up. Same with alchemy. The big things, I guess, obviously, are harmony elixirs, perfumes, all the stuff that endgame players use, like various perfume of deep seas that involves you to go out, courages to go whale hunting. Harmony elixirs, every endgame grinder uses that, or every grinder should be using that in general. And then, yeah, a lot of extra drafts and everything. So always good to have for alchemy. Cooking is mostly just meals, but anything further beyond that, you just kind of have to pay attention to the market. Processing. The ones that I think are good right now, obviously, are ingots, because everyone has a lot of ores that have probably been sitting in your storage for years, like all these. It's called the ores tier 1s, and you make them into shards as tier 2, and then ingots into tier 3. Because alchemy stones are new and people are using the ingots for like repairing their alchemy stone, those have been a hot topic. It's kind of going down in price now that it's been released, but it's still like higher than before. So I'd recommend looking into that if you already have a bunch of stuff to process. Aside from timbers are always a good one to sell as well. And then, you know, that's it. So training. They recently changed the stable thingy. If you have the Krogdalo Sanctuary, you're able to put 5 horses in now. So if you had all 3 tier 10s, you got the Krogdalo, so that one's the 4th one, and then your 5th one should be, you know, Voltarion or literally any other horse, to be honest. But I hope one day they allow us to add their donkeys into the stable for everyone who has the life skill. What is it, like the life skill gear for their donkey? I hope they add that one. It's an annoying quest to do, but if you have it, you're good to go. Also, they made training, they've buffed training over the past couple of months to make it more profitable, which I think is good. They added the 2 items like infinite rope and the sugar, so that just saves a little bit of time. You just have to be like master 1 training, and then you're good. Yeah, it's very easy. Trading still a dead life skill. They talked about reworking that like 4 years ago, and then it's never been back. But the best way to level that is through trade crates and royal workshops. I have a video of that one if you guys care to see it. Basically, these royal workshops, you just set them up. Yep, you bring materials in, and then you use the green ones to get limited or exclusive ones from royal workshops, and then with your exclusive materials you make various stuff with the yellow ones, if that made sense. And then the yellow ones you just turn into silver. Like every now and then you think about it like 6 months later and you're like, oh, I have all these things, I should probably go sell them, and then you just turn them in and you're like, nice, 1 billion silver later, 6 months, cool, that's it. Royal workshops are not a lot of silver, but every now and then you get the special items like these things and you use them. So the traditional tea snacks and then herbal medicine, all that stuff. It's just nice to have going, even if it's not like the most profitable thing. It's something to spend your contribution points on. Farming actually got buffed, not in terms of really silver, but when you get the byproducts, the blush leaf from your garden, you could turn them into a lot of contribution points. So you should be getting roughly like 1 to 2 contribution points every week, depending on how much you're getting. So if you're a new player, you're just going to be flying through contribution points really easily. At late game, around I would say 450 and up, you're probably getting 1 a week, which is probably cool. And then after, quite honestly, after master, farming is kind of like just a flex number, because all you want is the new fences, the smaller fences instead of the bigger ones. But then after that, that's really it. Farming just feels like it's kind of, there's not much to do with mastery and everything levels. So, and then sailing and bartering are just playing a different game entirely. Like, you know, you're grinding in a way, but in the ocean, your goal is to get a better boat and get all the best gear, which you can actually sell now on the market. So you just go to the ship thingy, you sell the licenses. If you were to get into sailing, which one would I do? Like if you were to make carracks and then sell them, which one would I do? I would probably do either, well, obviously the one that sells the most, but of all the 4 boats, the Volante is the speed boat. It's in theory supposed to go 10% faster than the others. Valor is the PvP boat. Your cannon damage does more, and the reload is faster. So it allows you to do PvP and sea monster dailies a little bit quicker. Advance is the PvE barter boat, which has more weight. And then the balance just really doesn't do anything special. It's just a different color. So basically you get one of these 3, and then the 4th one is kind of like a collector's boat. So yeah, pick one depending on what you would do. And then same with bartering. Bartering is one of those things where you're kind of like semi-AFK, and a lot of people don't know this, but you can actually click on this thing. So for example, let's say you have a level 2 pirate gold coin and you're like, where do I go to change it into the level 3 one? You just click it, and then it goes 1 to 2, and then 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and then 4 to 5. So admittedly, I haven't done any bartering in quite a while. I got my 10,000 for the title, and then they've buffed bartering and changed the UI over time. I don't think it's bad, but if you were going for carracks, what you should do is when you do your refreshes, You actually want to do at least 2 material refreshes a day, and then 2 items to get the brilliant stones. What are they called? Hold on, let me confirm that. So down here, your bottlenecks are most likely going to be the brilliant ingot and the pearl shards. Make sure to just do your barter dailies and then you'll be fine. So yeah, selling and bartering is like playing a different game entirely, but most profitable ones as of right now: gathering, fishing. Hunting is active, well, so is gathering, but it's a little bit more involved. AFK ones: cooking, alchemy, processing. Training is a little bit depending on what you do. If you're just like AFK auto-pathing in town, that's a good way to level it up, but catching horses actively is the most XP and silver. And then trading, farming are just kind of like AFK activities on the side. But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. Profit for silver. If you are a new player, here's what I'd recommend. Just go gathering. I'll leave some links in the description to my favorite gathering spots, and then you could copy them. Whether you're a beginner or not, I have beginner-friendly spots and then more advanced ones for people who are looking to go out of their way to get certain things that you wouldn't normally be able to get. And then fishing, obviously, just go to the Velia coast if you want easy profits and you have low mastery. Otherwise, go to the other spots I mentioned before. And then, yeah, that's about it. So with that said, that's all I wanted to talk about. If you have any questions with Lifeskilling, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm happy to point you guys in the right direction, or you can join the Discord and then post a screenshot of like whatever you need help in. Happy to help you guys. But with that said, I wanted to say before we head out, I do have a code. If you are thinking about buying pearls or A coins or upgrading your game package, we have an event called the Support Your Creator one, and if you use my code, I get a small portion of what you spend. It's always appreciated, never required, and it's just a nice thing that they surprisingly did. So yeah, always appreciated if you use my code, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.